We have a problem. Our society has a problem. But the good thing is there is a solution, and we'll discuss it at the end of this video. Back to the problem though, it seems that we have a uniform trend across the globe where luxury watches theft is on the uptick. It's growing. Now that's quite funny in a bad and sad kind of way. Are we saying that there weren't any luxury watches before? Of course there were, but why is this growth happening now? Why is it so big? Like, I've actually gone out and looked for some numbers. So let me just read them out to you, just for you to get a taste of how bad the luxury watch theft problem is today. So, for example, I took some major cities in 2023. So if we talk about New York, it saw luxury watches theft grow by 22% from 22 to 23. In LA, the sheriff department reported a 30% increase in luxury watches of $5,000 and over pieces theft. So that's a 30% increase year on year. That is absolutely insane. In terms of London, the hub of Europe, well, I couldn't find any percentages at all. So that means the numbers are so bad that they don't want to put any percentages out there. But I did manage to find some absolute values. So over 2023, in London alone, there were 6,000 luxury watches reported stolen. So that's just the reported items, right? But 6,000. So that accumulates to £30 million. That is approximately $37 million. That's a whole lot of money. So all of these watches, right? All of those 6,000 watches were stolen. And 20% of those thefts came with a lot of violence. So that is a problem. Now, of course, the police is not just sitting around. They have actually gone out, they've increased their enforcement in certain high-risk areas, especially from the 11 to 4 a.m. because that's where people, get a bit tipsy at the pub, at the clubs, at the bars, and they're feeling, a bit vulnerable. So yes, that is not only happening in London, that is happening across Europe, so Madrid, Berlin, Paris, and of course the US major cities as well, where the growth is so huge. But still, is it good enough? Like, I've seen quite a few videos on YouTube where the police in London, they are trying their best, and I see it. They've taken down a couple of these watch gangs, and that's good. But usually there are way more videos of how the gangs actually get the watches off people. So they basically come up, show the machete, and you hand over the watch, right? There's actually this viral video now where basically, I think 3 or 4 guys, they come into a barber shop, and they basically show him the machetes, and there we go, he just hands up over the watch, and they leave. So there we have it. This is how it's going on now. Essentially, owning a watch that you've longed for all your life, you've actually been saving away your money just to get it, well, it's great. And you can wear it, in your house, that's fine, that's relatively safe. But taking it outside, that's not very safe anymore, is it? Because that can bring a lot of danger and violence into your life. And you probably don't want that. But you can say, hold on, Wes, what about insurance? Well, yes, of course. Home and contents insurance is not very expensive at all. Right, for around 20 quid, 30 bucks, you can get all of your house covered on average per month. And that will cover most likely your luxury items as well. But what if you leave the house? What if you step outside your property? You're on your own. And then you might have to get full insurance just for the watch alone. And that will cost you at least as much as your home and contents insurance. So when we talk about, I bought this watch as an investment, well, maybe. Investment capital gains will be eaten away by your insurance premiums. And ultimately, let's say one is unfortunate enough to get their watch lost or stolen. In that case, there will be an excess amount, and these excess amounts are usually huge. So this whole notion of I got it as an investment, that's great. But then it must be in a safe and under insurance in your house. If you're actually wearing it, it poses a risk to your life, to your livelihood, and that sucks. It really does. But we did mention there is a solution. So what's a solution? You can just go out, not buy any of these expensive watches, or you can sell the collection, or you can put them into a safe somewhere in the bank, and that's it. They'll be nice and safe and lying around there. You could do that. Or you can just say, hey, this is the new world we live in, and maybe we need to adapt. One of the ways to adapt is to actually go out and take a look at the microbrand. There are microbrands out there that make an offering of very budget watches, anywhere like $100, $200 to $500. You can get some with the Swiss-made label, so very prestigious in fact, with ETA or Sellita movements. You can get actual Swiss handmade watches with microbrands, and they will set you back considerably more. Of course, you might have to step away from the iconic watches and the iconic designs and find something new, something more contemporary or just different. That's one option. Or you can have a look at the Chinese watches. Well, hold on, before you say, wait, where is this train taking us? Well, I'm actually taking you to a very nice place. Say AliExpress. Now, I love watches. Watches are my hobby. Now, I've got a daytime job. I make videos about my hobby. I bring in value by watches, and most of them are from AliExpress, although some are from Joma Shop as well. Now, on AliExpress, we've got a lot of these Chinese watches, and they can be as budget as $5, $10. Sometimes they're $200 or $300, but even at the $200 and $300, they still bring massive value. Most of them do use Japanese or Seiko movements, be it hybrid quartz, like the Mecha quartz with the sweeping seconds hand. You can have your Seiko NH35s, 36s. These are your Seiko automatic, self-winding automatic movements. They've got some awesome Chinese automatic movements, such as the Seagull movement. You can get the self-winding, you can get the manual winding. There are options. And these watches are good in terms of the heart of the watches, what powers them on, but also the refinement levels. If we go to such brands, for example, as Groenland, we go to San Martin, we go to Proxima. Now these watches, yeah, they start at around the $100 mark, but the level of refinement that they offer is going to cost you at least tenfold if you're going to go to the high street and get the traditional brands. So there is a chance to get a nice homage. So a homage is not a replica. There's a brand name on that watch. A homage is not saying that, yeah, this is a copy or this is the old watch. No. Of course, it can't be. It's not original, but they're paying tribute to a particular design, and it works. If you really do love a particular iconic design, but you don't want your head to be taken off on the street, maybe getting a homage is an option. And getting something for $100, $150 that looks the part, that brings out the emotions, evokes the right kind of memories or reminiscence that you have for a particular watch, go for that option. At least that is safe. Now, this is a video about just increasing your awareness, right? So be careful, be diligent, be vigilant. Things are happening in this world which are not nice. And if you do love your expensive watches, that is great. We all love them. Every watch enthusiast loves watches. The more iconic, the better. Most of us know history, and we love that horological industry and history. But when things become this bad and when things become this dangerous, maybe it's best to, I don't know, make a downshift or maybe go to the side. Maybe it's better not to even consider it a downshift and just actually say, well, this is the way things are. This video is all about saying that we have a problem in our society, in the way the world works these days. We can't do much about it, we can't impact it, we can't influence it, but we can be vigilant, we can be careful, and we can start thinking, do we want to be putting ourselves at risk, or should we move out and actually look at Microbrands? Should we look at watches from AliExpress? There are a lot of homages out there. Some of them are better quality, some of them are worse quality. All depends on the price you're willing to pay for it. But in general, there are options. As long as we all stay safe and happy, I think that's the most important thing. And yeah, getting an expensive watch and not being careful outside of your house, even in your house, that's quite dangerous these days. So thank you for watching this video. I do want to hear your thoughts about this bad situation we're in, and why do you think it wasn't so prominent or so emphasized in the prior years? So why do you think there is such high growth of this watch or luxury watch theft happening now in 22, 23, and of course 24? So I would love to hear your thoughts. Do leave them in the comments below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.